Welcome, welcome to today's daily dose of awesome. Your live 15 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education to get your day started right. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brandy Shaver. And I wanted to just make sure we were actually live. Okay, cool. Yes, we are live. Cool. All right. So when you're coming in, tell me who you are, where you're coming in from. I'm going to be monitoring my comments from my good old handheld here and trying this a different way since my comments on my laptop don't like to work. So we're going to talk about the best practices of building a loyal audience that will follow you anywhere and exactly how to go about that and the 5 steps that it takes to get that done. So let's just check in with who's here. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Monica. Hi, Emma. Hi, Bart. Alicia. Nice, guys. I'm excited for today's topic. How many of you would be excited for a way that you could build a loyal audience that will follow you anywhere? This is exactly what Elite Marketing Pro teaches, and so I'm excited to be able to share it with you today. And first off, what seems to be the biggest issue when building an audience for you guys? And I just want you to drop your comments down below. Once again, when we are doing this, I love to be interactive, not just talk at you, but however, be able to talk with you and be able to answer questions as we go. So if you have any comments on building an audience and kind of some of the challenges that you've had, things like that, I would love to be able to go over those. All right, so what do you guys feel like it would be the first step in building a loyal audience that will follow you anywhere? Drop your comment down below and let me know what you think about that. We're going to talk about it here. I'm just going to go through these couple steps, and as we go, I want to, like I said, answer some of your questions. So just kind of a little bit about me, because this fits so much into my story. It's pretty crazy, but I was invited to a leaders only. There was actually 15 of us that were invited to my top distributors in my company's house. It's been about about 4 years ago now. And it really was, it was an honor, right? I felt it was an honor. I was very excited to be chosen to go to his house, and we spent actually 2 days there. And I was excited about what I was going to learn. I felt like that this was going to be the way that I learned how to build my business. Now, I had built my business pretty quickly from the beginning and made some really great money in my first 8 months with my network marketing company. I made about 20 grand. And then things started to fall apart, right? I was building traditionally. I was not building online. I was not using Facebook other than to send you a quick message that says, hey, I need your phone number, right? There's something I got to show you. And so I was using it as a prospecting tool, however, not the way that we do now. And so when I arrived at my top distributor's house with these 15, and there was a bunch of leaders there, they went into what they thought was going to be the skills that we needed to build our business. And it was really, really disappointing. I'm just going to say that. It was really, really disappointing from the beginning, right? So basically for 2 days, I sat in he has a bonus room above his garage that is like almost as big as my whole entire house. And the whiteboard was as big as my kitchen, right? Like it went across the entire one side of the wall. And basically what they taught us was that this business is not selling, it's actually sharing, right? And you're simply sharing the business with people, and you don't need to sell. You just need to share the plan, right, with more people, and your business will grow. So basically he was saying, and it really bugged me, number one, because he's a professional. He owned a professional landscaping business for years, right? And he made really great money. So basically he was saying the skills in network marketing was a game of chance, and there was really no strategy, right? It was just, there was no skills involved. It was just sharing. And it really, really bugged me. So I came out of that meeting more irritated than I was when I went in, right? I was honored to be there. And, again, not their deal, but it was just really frustrating. And so how many of you have been frustrated in that same sense, right? Drop me a number 2 down below when you're not getting what you need to get to learn what you need to learn to move forward in your business, right? And it was super frustrating. And so I started looking for a way to build my business a different way, because I knew this game of sharing was not working. I was actually doing that, and I was stalking people in malls and hunting people, waitresses and all those kind of things, and trying to go to networking events and building relationships. and all of those things. However, whenever I was talking to somebody, they usually were staring at this, right? This is kind of the transition that we were right in the middle of that transition, that where we were doing a lot of, like video calls, and people were more into their phones than they are actually people, right? And so we do a lot of that now, like it's natural, right? Like even my kids at this point, they communicate with their grandparents, they communicate with aunts and uncles over video, right? Over video chats or over, whatever. And so I was really frustrated when I came out of that meeting, to say the least, right? So I found Elite Marketing Pro. That's what happened, is a post showed up into my news feed, and I clicked on it. It said the 5 lies that I've been taught in network marketing. And at this point, I was really, really irritated. I was seeing my team go backwards. My check was going down. It just was really, really rough, right? And so once I figured out how to do online, this building an audience that will follow you anywhere is no joke. Like it's totally real, right? And when I got involved, when I purchased Attraction Marketing Formula, I actually personally thought it was a scam. Okay, so I purchased it, and then the only reason I purchased it was, number one, it was I was offered the $27 offer, and it had a 30-day money back guarantee. So those were the two things that got me to purchase it, right? Because I was spending way more money than $27 to drive 2.5 hours from my house to prospect in malls and stock waitresses, right? So that's where this whole thing comes from. And this is what I've learned being here now inside of Elite Marketing Pro as a super affiliate, an Invictus member inside of Elite Marketing Pro, is that there is actually strategic steps that you can use to build an audience that will follow you anywhere. No kidding, right? So I'm going to go over this with you. So number one is you need to find or develop a strategy. Now, when you find or develop a strategy, it has to be duplicable and it has to be repeatable. That means that people can actually draw it out on a whiteboard, and it has to have specific steps, right, that you can do over and over and over again, no matter who you are. It has to be able to be taught. And you want a long-term strategy and a short-term strategy, okay? Now, we could get into short-term, long-term strategies on a different call, but this one, we're going to talk about the steps to build the audience, okay? Now, when you talk about the strategy, you can develop one, right? So I could have chose to develop a strategy for what I wanted to do online, or I actually found one that was already done, right, with Elite Marketing Pro. That's the strategy I chose to do. Now, here's how this works. Let me just check our comments. Okay, so we're getting a ton of 2s. Let's see. So yes, some of you have, at this point, I'd be happy with the disloyal audience. Bart, you're so funny. I love it. Okay, cool. So we got everybody on board. Okay, so remember, it has to be repeatable and duplicable, and it also has, you can develop yourself, or you can find one that's already figured out, right? That's already, people spent money, right? Like Elite Marketing Pro has offers that convert all of everything, and all I did was have to plug in, okay? So in summary, you want to find a mentor company that gives you a concrete strategy for recruiting your first person, making your first sale, and eventually reaching your long-term goals, okay? Especially if you want to recruit network marketers into your business. This is super important, okay? So just remember that. The strategy must be simple, repeatable, and duplicable, okay? So simple is in the fact that if you do A, you're going to get B, all right? So that's where we're at with the strategy. Now, the third step is, because the second step is simple, repeatable, and duplicable, okay? So the third step is to gain experience, right? You're going to get results, correct, and repeat. Does that sound anything like test, right? So get results, correct, and repeat. And you're going to continue to do this, gain experience as you go. Now, when I got started in Elite Marketing Pro, it took me about a year, right? About 11 months to make about $10,000, my first $10,000 in Elite Marketing Pro with the affiliate program, okay? Now, my network marketing company was growing a little bit, right? But I was focusing in on building the audience, okay? Because I wanted that audience that would follow me anywhere. And that was where my focus went, okay? So when you gain experience, you're going to treat the strategy as seriously as you would any skills that you'd learn in any other profession, like being a doctor, a teacher, a nurse, whatever, right? So you got to treat the strategy exactly like you would a professional skill. And this is where a lot of people fall short, is because they don't treat it like a profession. They treat it like a hobby. And so you get paid like a hobby. Okay. So you have to treat it like a serious professional skill set that you are paying to get, what you are, because you're paying advertising dollars. You may have mentorship with Elite Marketing Pro, those kind of things. All right. So drop me a number 3 if you're getting value so far, okay? Because unless you treat your network marketing business as a profession, you're not going to succeed, okay? And a lot of people get Elite Marketing Pro confused with the network marketing. They think Elite Marketing Pro is network marketing. However, they're not. It's a mentorship company that teaches you how to build online with proven offers, right? Proven things that already convert so that you can start to build that audience. It's kind of like putting on your training wheels, okay? And you put on your training wheels and you learn and you grow. And then as those training wheels come off, you start to enroll people into your network marketing team. And I'm going to show you how that works here in just a second, okay? All right, so you're going to gain experience. As you gain experience through repetition and you get the depth of understanding that you need, you're eventually going to be able to modify those tactics and processes, strategies that fit you, your team, and your company and your product. So take, for example, Dawn Sullivan, for instance. She's taken what she's learned from Elite Marketing Pro and she's put an enrollment funnel together. She is a consultation funnel where she is running advertising on Facebook to her own funnel, and she is then enrolling people into her network marketing company, okay? So can you see how she found a strategy that was repeatable, duplicable, and simple? She gained experience by learning how to drive some traffic to those offers and getting a result, and then she modified those tactics and processes and strategies to fit what she wanted to do inside of her own business, okay? And so this is the key here with Elite Marketing Pro. Now, this 4th step is to pay it forward, okay? So you're gonna pay it forward. Now, here's what happens when you pay it forward. Number 1, people notice that you're different. Have you guys found that a lot of you on here, I know that you are paying it forward. I know a lot of you like Adrienne, Becky, Alicia, Tim, Tracy, Chuck, a lot of you I know are paying it forward. And what I mean by paying it forward is you are helping other people inside the community, outside of the community, people that you bring to you, people that's your audience. You are helping them grow and learn inside of what they're already doing. You're not trying to recruit them into your own business, although that'd be awesome, right? But you are serving other people where they're at and helping them move forward. Now, people notice this, right? By giving value, other people are benefiting and your following grows, okay? Because think about it. If Tim, for instance, helps me, figure out how to do X, Y, and Z, Tim and I are always going to stay in contact. And I can give you a great example of this. Eric Buchholz, I don't know how many of you guys know him, but I was struggling when I first got inside of Elite Marketing Pro with some of the techie stuff. He offered to jump on a call with me, just a video chat really quick to go through it, and taught me something. And Eric and I are great friends, right? So we still stay in touch, and I'm part of his following, he's part of my following. So as you build that fan base, you're gonna create your own personal brand and become a leader who transcends any one company or product, okay? This is the key to having that audience that will follow you anywhere, right? That push button income that will follow you anywhere. So the summary to step number 4 is once you pay it forward and you develop that following by putting out great value to help others, you're gonna have the following of people that wanna learn more and more from you, okay? And that's the key there. So like with Eric, for instance, he has his own tribe that follows him. I have my own tribe that follow me. Henry has his own tribe that follows him, and you build that by gaining experience and paying it forward for other people. Now, the key here is to be able to build that loyal audience that will follow you anywhere, is to continue these steps over and over and over again until you have a big enough following. And this is where you become a force, okay? This is where you have the ability to sell and recruit any network marketer in mass, okay, basically. And what do I mean by in mass? It means recruiting people and recruiting a lot of people or selling a product to a lot of people with the push of the button. And to give you an idea, I started using Tim's enrollment funnel about 3 years ago, right? Put my own enrollment funnel together. It wasn't as pretty as the way Tim's put his together, of course, but testing and tweaking and moving forward. But I put one together. I sent that funnel out to my list in let's see, it was January, and I had 89 people apply to enroll with me in my network marketing company. Okay, so that's what I mean by enroll in mass. Now, if I hadn't spent the time building that audience of people, I wouldn't have anyone to enroll. Okay, so you have to go through the steps exactly how they're set out, and I'm going to go over them one more time for you here in just a second, but you have to go through each one of those steps you have to put in the time, you have to gain the experience, you have to pay it forward. And then when you have a big enough audience, you become a force, because you can just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, if you are X, Y, and Z, apply here, and people enroll. So let's just talk about the steps really quick. Number one is find the strategy, right? The strategy you can develop yourself, or you can plug into one that's already done. I suggest you plug into one that's already done. I'm a lazy marketer, right? If it's already working, no reason to reinvent the wheel. Step two is the strategy must be simple and repeatable, duplicatable, okay? So, and duplicable. I do know how to say the word correctly. I just don't like it. How many of you like that word, right? Drop me a number 4 if that is just duplicable does not sound right. It's duplicatable, right? So simple and repeatable and duplicable, okay? So that's step number 2. And then you are going to need step number 3, which is gaining the experience, right? Doing it over and over and over again. Do, get results, correct, repeat, do, get results, correct, repeat, or tweak, or test, or whatever you want to call it. And then number 4 is paying it forward, okay? So paying it forward is probably one of the biggest. And then the 5th one is becoming a force. And if you want to become a force after you've built the audience and really taken some time for the engagement part and be able to promote to that audience, you're going to want to check out Tim's expert branded enrollment funnel. I almost forgot the name of it. How many of you have gotten the expert branded enrollment funnel? Drop me a number 5 down below if you have. I would just like to kind of see. I'm just curious how many of you are in that training, because it's incredible. It's an incredible way to be able to bring people to you and have them pop in on your calendar, and you actually interview them for your business. So if you got value from today, like, comment, share. If there's people that need to hear this message, please tag them in down below. And if you have any questions, let me know. Just drop them down below, and I'll come back in and say hello. I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.